Welcome to our 5 on 5. We're pleased to be joined by Gabriella Von Ray, international activist, advocate, and author. Gabriella, great to see you. Thanks for coming in.
Thanks for having me.
So tell us, you're very passionate, and in your background, you're against bullying. Tell us how you got into this.
I got into this, first of all, because I wrote the book. I wrote the book with all my might, and I wrote it because my story was unique. I'm one of the first multicultural adoptions in the world in the 60s. And so I said to myself, write it down, and in there is a lot of bullying and racism, because you can imagine that in the 60s, looking like me and being adopted by a Dutch family, living in a predominantly Caucasian world, there was no multiculturalism like we live in today. So that's one. I wrote it down, and then people started picking it up and saying, wow, this is about bullying, and it all kind of timed in. And I said to people, and this is one of my passionate slogans, we as a society have dropped the ball on human kindness. And what I mean by that is, if we're not kind, what can we teach these young kids? We can punish, but punishment is not enough. And I am so saddened by the death. There's one suicide after another.
Yeah, it's horrible. So there is a 3-step way to deal with the issue. Is that right?
Yes.
Tell us, share with us.
Okay, the first step is really what I call become an active witness. I use that word because bystander is what we are, all of us. But an active witness is someone that says, okay, I know a bully, I know a victim, I'm going to do something about it, because they can't. If they could, then we wouldn't have the problem. But they can't talk for themselves. So parents, educators, friends, we need to step it up. The media, all of us need to step it up and not let it happen. That's one. 2 is the signs, but the signs are difficult. The signs are different for the bully and the victim. The first sign, I would say, is isolation from the victim. It isolates, it doesn't want to go to school, doesn't want to go to clubs, is retreating from their friends.
Trying to avoid it, sure.
But the bully has signs too. I think it starts acting out a lot more at home, and anger issues and all that kind of stuff. So those are the signs, and we need to watch it. And we can't say it will go away or they'll grow out of it. That's kind of what I hear. And the third step is the one that nobody wants to do, and that's the intervention. And what do I mean by intervention? I would love to see the bully and the victim in a room with a counselor. And the moment they are in the room together, we have one enormous thing that goes on. They're mirror images of each other.
Yeah.
So why mirror? You think, well, the bully is mean and the victim had nothing to do. But they're both afraid. The victim is so afraid of its own shadow. It doesn't like that it's small or fat or something. There's something that the victim just, oh my God. And so they get attacked for that. But the bully is afraid too. It has issues just like the victim, but we don't seem to see it. And when they talk together, and this is my real experience, there's a solution all of a sudden. They don't become good friends or buddies, and that's not the point. But they suddenly respect each other because they say, wow, we're actually in the same boat.
They have something in common. Wow.
And they do have that. Fear is a big commonality we have. I wish it was happiness.
Yes,
but it's fear.
Yeah, okay. All right, well, we're going to take a quick break. We'll have much more with Gabriella in just a moment. Stay with us. Welcome back to our 5 on 5. Again, we're here with Gabriella Von Ray, international activist, advocate, and author. What percentage of kids would you say are bullied, Gabriella?
85% of the hands go up.
Wow.
Huge, huh?
It's incredible.
It is. It's honestly, it's an epidemic, this bullying.
Is it growing over time?
I think it grows more and more, but what grows is the suicide rates. And so badly that they've come up with a new name called bullycide. So to me, that's already terrible. But honest to goodness, when I go into the North American schools, they put up their hands that they all have Facebook, and as young as grade 3.
Wow. And
that is too young, and I really implore parents, get them off it. I know the pressure is hard, because every child says, yeah, but my friend is on it. And I understand that. It's like a toy, right? But this is not a toy. Social media is not a toy for them. It needs to be monitored really carefully, and there are programs out there that could monitor. That's already one. And 2, I hear that more and more, and again, this is for educators, it's the bullying goes on in those little nooks and crannies of the school that have no monitoring system, bathrooms. But you don't want, I have children come up to me and say, I don't dare to go to the washroom all day. This is not good.
Yeah, because they're vulnerable there.
Because they're vulnerable there and they know it.
Oh, that isn't right.
And that's not right.
Yeah.
And then there's one more thing that I find very different from bullying 40 years ago, is children tell each other that they're not worthy of living.
So
Go
harsh.
figure. I don't know where that comes from. I've never said that to any human being.
Yeah.
We all live here and share this planet.
Yeah.
So we need to teach that to children. We really need to set the example. And we parents, and I say myself too, I've come home and had a rough day and said things that I shouldn't have said, knowing that my daughter might have overheard. But this is how it starts. It really starts by us saying things that they hear either on television, that it's okay, and all these reality shows are not helping.
Yeah. Wow, I wish we had more time. Gabriella, thank you so much for
Thank
stopping
you.
by. I appreciate it. Stay with us. We'll be right back.